Alright guys, it's Mr. Lynch. Let's make this new video. Coming at you guys with some multiplying integers. So we were adding and subtracting, now we're going to multiply. And just wait guys, this is like one of my favorite things to teach. But as always guys, before we jump right on into the math, make sure you hit like, make sure you guys subscribe, and make sure you guys are ringing that notification bell so you guys can see these videos as soon as they come out on YouTube. So, let's review a little bit about multiplication. The first factor tells you how many groups. The second tells you how many units are in each group. And the product is the total that you end with. If you look down here at 3 times 5, we can see that we have 3 rows of 5 columns. And in there, we have 1 squares. That's a really good way to do it. That's an area model for multiplication. Or we can think about it as moving to 5 and then stretching it 3 times, stretching it 2 times, stretching it. Or we can think of it as grouping. So 3 groups of -5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a vertical number line. So I'm going to say this right here is 0. That right there is -5, -10, -15, and all the way down to the end is -20. Now, if we think about it, if we have 3 groups of -5, we have 1, and then 2, and then 3. So 3 groups of -5 is -15. Now, what is this saying for number B? Well, part B is saying that we have the opposite of 3 groups of 5. So 3 groups of 5, I'm going to make this. I'm going to draw my fifths. I don't know why it's so sideways. Then I'm going to draw my thirds here. And in each one of these, I'm going to have a -1 because it's the opposite. So for the opposite, I have to have -1s in here instead of positive ones. Which means if we add these all up, we will get -15. And now C is saying the opposite of 3 groups of -5. And what that means is we're going to take exactly what we took for 3 groups of -5. So I'm going to draw a number line with 0 in the middle. So we had 3 groups of -5, which got us -15, -10, -5. And now we're going to take the opposite of that. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So 3 groups of -5. And then we're going to take the exact opposite. We're going to go all the way across 15, or all the way across 0 to get up here to positive 15. Does that make sense, guys? So what this is saying is the opposite of 3 times -5. So 2 times 3 means 2 groups of 3. So 2 groups of 3, so I'm going to go 0 to 3, and then 3 to 6. So my answer is 6. 2 times -3 means 2 groups of -3. So I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to start at 0 and go to -3. That's 1 group. And then 2 groups will give us -6. -2 times 3 is the opposite of 2 groups of 3. And so if we have the opposite of 2 groups of 3, we're going to take our 2 groups of 3, and then we're going to go all the way across 0, same distance. So since we're at 6, we need to go to -6. And what number 6 means is that we find the opposite of 2 groups of -3. I don't know why I wrote out negative, but I did. So 2 groups of -3. You guys can handle this one on your own. And again, we're going to model each of these in the space provided. So I'll do one of them. So I have the opposite of 6 groups of 3. So I'm going to, 6 groups of -3, sorry. So I'm going to go back 3, then back another 3, then back another 3. So that's 3 groups of 3. 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 groups of -3. Then we have to take the opposite. So I'm going to go all the way over here to positive 18 instead of sitting at negative 18. So guys, remember, the negative out front, this negative here, means the opposite of. So this is the opposite of 4 times 3. This is the opposite of 4 groups of -3. And remember what multiplication means, what it's saying that it means, is groups of. Okay. So guys, this is lesson 2.1. 2.2a, sorry. Wow. This is lesson 2.2a. And guys, we're just looking at the opposite of and groups of, going back to multiplication and using integers for that. So guys, fill out the rest of these on your own. You guys got this. Homework is page 53 and 54, 1 through 8. So 53, 54, 1 through 8. You guys got this. It's not too bad. As always, guys, enjoy the math. And make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring that notification bell.